Hey guys, it's Addison. I just put up a video response to FreshlyCharles' Testosterone and Emotional Changes video, and I kind of talked about a couple things in there, but I kind of wanted to expand them in a regular vlog format. So, as I said in the response, I had a panic attack last night, and if you've never had a panic attack, at least for me, my panic attack tends to take the form of being completely and irrationally terrified of something. And you may not even have a focus at all. You may just be completely terrified for no reason. And becoming so emotional from it that it just fuels your fear even more, and then you can't move for a while, and you have to have someone talk you down. At least that's my general format for panic attacks. Mine typically in the past have lasted for around a half hour, 45 minutes. And that feels like a really fucking long time when you're having a panic attack, just so you know. Last night's panic attack was the first one I have had in probably almost 2 years. The last real big panic attack I had was not this past April, but the April before was my last real big panic attack. It actually turned into a suicide attempt. So you can imagine the connections that I have with panic attacks now. So, this panic attack last night was brought on by the fact that my guy friends brought this creepy stalker kid into my room to hang out for a little bit, and I was okay with that. Like, my friends are big. Well, one of my friends is big, the other one's 5'4", but the one is 6'4", and so he's big, and the creepy stalker kid's only about maybe 5'5", 5'6", so he's about my size. I could probably take him. I'm not gonna lie, I probably could take him. But I don't like having to take people. That's why I have big friends. So they brought him into my room. I apologize if you guys can hear the lawnmowers in the background. They're mowing the grass right outside my house, right outside my room. So forgive me. But they brought this kid into my room, and I was fine with it. And then they went out to smoke, and weren't intending to come back because they knew I was tired. They knew I had an 8 a.m. yoga class. They knew I wanted to get the fuck to bed. Creepy stalker kid wasn't gonna leave. He was making no movement towards the doors. The other boys were leaving, and he obviously wasn't gonna leave. So I'm there doing the typical girl thing, because this is how I operate. Like, I have no qualms about avoiding danger. I'm there making, like, the get the fuck out of my room face at the kid over this kid's shoulder. My 6'4" friend. I was making the, like, please get this fucker out of my room face, to my 6'4" friend, and he was not getting it. He was not getting it at all. And I know that it's a socialized guy-girl thing. I have a connection with my brother in that I can get him to understand my eye signals, but insofar as, regular socialized guys, it's a bit harder. It's a little bit harder. If we haven't talked about it before. And we haven't talked about it before because it hasn't needed to happen. So, I'm freaking out. Eventually, I make an assertive move and go, you can continue this conversation outside because Sean's waiting. My 5'4" friend is out there waiting for you guys. And so they leave. But the fact that he wasn't going to leave is now fueling a focused panic attack. So, I have to lock my door now, because I'm concerned that someone might come, because I'm on the first floor. If I weren't on the first floor, I wouldn't be so concerned. Someone could just walk in, and no one would see them. It's not like they have to go up the stairs. They don't have to pass anyone. They could just literally walk in the building and walk into my room. And so that's kind of freaky. And, so I was having a panic attack for about 2 hours because of this. I locked my door, and then I came to bed and couldn't move, and ended up crying hysterically, and being curled up in a ball, and clenching my entire body, which makes you really sore the day after, just so you know. It kind of sucks. Might want to try and avoid that if you can. But, so I had a 2-hour panic attack. And I wasn't sure why. First of all, I had no idea what was going on for the first half hour of it. I was like, why am I feeling so stressed? And then I realized, oh, this is a panic attack. I'm terrified is what this is. This is a terrified feeling. I had no idea, I think it has to do with what Charles was talking about with, the emotional language of it. And I think because it's been so long since I've had a proper panic attack, I didn't have the words, and so I couldn't really process what was going on. I was just terrified, and I had no words for it. And then the really scary part happened, which is I logically knew that I was having a panic attack, and that I actually had nothing to be afraid of because all my lights were on. My room's pretty small. It's not like anyone could hide out in here. My door was locked. So, I logically knew that I had nothing to be afraid of, but I couldn't calm myself down. And that's the truly terrifying part, is that we as human beings can be terrified of absolutely nothing. We don't need a reason. So I was having a hard time, obviously. But I think part of the reason that I had the panic attack in the first place is because for the past couple of weeks, really since I've been at school, because the friends I have are all male, are all straight, socialized, cis guys. They're not all straight. Some of them are bi, but, they're socialized straight, and they're socialized as guys, is the point. I've been trying to fit in with them, because they're my friends. I want to fit in with my friends. So, I have been subconsciously kind of suppressing a lot of stuff, a lot of feelings that I've been needing to express, but just haven't been because of this inner urge to masculinize myself, I guess, if we're gonna call it that. And so it was really necessary for me to have this panic attack, because it opened up the floodgates for all this stuff that I've been feeling that I haven't been vocalizing. And vocalizing is a really big part of emotion. If you don't recognize and you don't at least talk to yourself about it internally, emotions get really fucked up. And I've seen it happen. And I've had it happen, obviously, since I have the panic attack. But, so I think it's really important that we continue to talk about this kind of stuff. And to talk about the fact that it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to, experience happiness and sadness and fear and anger and worried and, all those weird little feelings that we tend to keep to ourselves. And now there's 4 lawnmowers going. But I think I really need to start checking myself more in terms of what I'm allowing myself to feel and what I'm not allowing myself to feel. Because it's very obvious that it affects me, and I think that's why I'm so nauseous today, actually. As I said in my response video, my emotions are usually tied to my gut anyway. And I think that's why I have a harder time processing them sometimes, is because they are so deep. But I think I need to check myself a little bit more often. I'm gonna try and do that. But, yeah, so this is really long. I'm sorry. But I'm gonna upload this here in a second, and I hope you guys have a good day. I'm gonna try really hard and make sure that I have one too. But I hope you guys have a good day.